This is a short tutorial on how to access the Pewaukee School District Network and a little bit about the file structure. For those staff members that have been here previously, this will be sort of a tutorial as well on the new look and feel of Windows 7. For those staff new to Pewaukee, the look will not be any different for you because this will be the first time you will have accessed our network. So the first thing you're going to do is when you turn on your computer, whether it's a laptop or a desktop computer, it will come to a screen similar to this with the Novell client login. You're going to put in your username, which is the first 4 letters of your last name, followed by the first 3 letters of your first name. And then you're going to press Tab, not enter or return, because that will then bring up an error. So then you'll put in a password, which if you're a new staff member, that will be told to you. If you're a returning staff member, that should be a password that you have set. You're going to hit enter or click OK, and then you'll be logged into the network. And just a little bit of a reminder about passwords as we're waiting for this to log in and boot up. Never give your password out to anyone, and never let anyone access or use your account. This is a breach of our district policy. I think when you set your password as a new employee, or when you're prompted throughout the year as an employee to change your password, passwords need to be at least 8 characters in length, and to have a secure password it really should incorporate letters, numbers, and include a special character. So once you're logged in, this window will appear. It previously was called the Novell Applications window, and now you'll see in the top left hand corner it's called the ZenWorks window. Still functions the same. It contains all the applications available on your network account. These are basically just icons and shortcuts to applications that are either located on our internal servers or access to a subscription or an application or a resource that's out on the web. So for instance, if I wanted to access the Board of Education Policy Manual, I just need to double click on this icon here. Depending on your location and the type of staff member you are, depends on the icons and applications that you have available for you in your ZenWorks window. If you want to make it bigger, you can either click and drag in the bottom right hand corner, or if you want to maximize it, you can click there, and it will take up the whole screen. I'm going to minimize it again and just let it sit right there. So that's how to log into the Pewaukee School District network. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the structure for file storage and location on the Pewaukee School District network. So I'm going to go up here on my desktop to Computer, which used to be called My Computer. I'm going to click this and maximize it so we can see it a little bit larger. You have here the file structure for our Pewaukee School District network. The local drive is the C drive. That is the hard drive of that particular computer that you are on. And we really recommend that you do not save anything to this drive or to the desktop of the computer that you're working on, whether it's your laptop or a desktop computer. Files that are saved to the C drive or to the desktop could be lost without prior notice. Sometimes IT needs to repair a computer remotely, or your computer might crash, and it's always a good idea to make sure that you have backups of the files. So if you should choose to save files to your desktop or to the C drive, please make sure that you have a backup of those files. The next in the file structure is the removable device storage. So this might be if you have a USB device plugged in, as I do on this computer. It might be if your computer has a DVD or a CD drive. It also might be if you have an external hard drive plugged in. So depending on what you have available and what you have plugged in as an external drive, you might have more devices showing up here. And again, these are network applications, so these are the drives that are running off of our Pewaukee School District network. The two that really are most important for staff are your J drive and the K drive. The J drive is going to have your username, again, which is the first 4 letters of your last name followed by the first 3 letters of your first name. This is the drive that contains all of your personal files and folders, and you are the only user that has access to this drive. You have the ability to create folders, so if I double click on that drive and then right click over somewhere, I can create new folder. So this is how you should save and organize the files onto our network that are personal, or files that you only need access to and you don't need to share those with others. The shared drive, which is also, let me go back to this, your personal drive is your J drive, so it's your username, but at the end it's got a J in parentheses, and we'll a lot of times refer to that as your J drive. The shared drive is the K drive, and that's a space where we can share resources and files among teachers within the same building. Some staff have access to multiple shared drive locations and folders depending on job responsibilities. So for instance, if you're in a team and you need to share something with your team members, you could place it in a common folder on the K drive or the shared drive. Now that we're a Google Apps for Education district, most of the staff members are choosing to use Google Drive to share and collaborate and work with files that way. But we still do use the K drive to share resources as a district. There are some other drives that are listed here, and the H drive houses applications that are used and located. It's not something that you would need to access. The CD-ROM, M drive runs CD-ROMs from the network, and nothing is saved there. Users is a list of student users on the network, so this would allow teachers to access student folders, and they're structured by grad year and then alpha by username. Most students are using Google Drive in grades 3 through 12 for file storage, but they may have some files stored on the Pewaukee School District network. The scans folder, this may be of some interest. This drive houses files that are scanned to the network via the copiers that are located in school offices. So if you were to scan a document and send it to the network, it will save it as a PDF file, and then you can go into this drive and then into the folder and look for files that you've copied. Do know that other staff members in your building have access to this, so that if you're putting something confidential, you need to go and move it right away if it doesn't need to sit in that folder. So that's a little bit about our structure on the network. I do want to talk about how to save a file, because that's a little bit different as well. So I'm just going to open up a Word document and very quickly walk you through the steps of saving a document. And I'm just going to write something here. I'm going to go up to this Office button on the toolbar. I'm going to go down to Save. And then for those of you that are used to working with Windows XP, this does look a little bit different. But we're going to pay attention particularly to the address bar, because we're used to using this drop down here to change locations if we need to change the location of this. But notice that there are some different options for choosing. In the address bar, you can tap or click part of the path to go to that location. So for instance, I'm now on my J drive in the Word folder, but if I wanted to go to a different folder, if I tap on this drop down here, then I could change it to, let's say, the budget folder. And now if I wanted to drill down, I can either drill down in this bottom part in the left pane or this middle pane, or I can again click on this little drop down next to budget, and now I can put it in that cost folder. So this is a little bit different structure. Again, if I wanted to I can use just this left pane and middle pane to use that drill down as well. So for instance, if I wanted to change to the shared drive location, I can click on shared over here, and if I wanted to put it in the curriculum folder, I could double click over there. And then if I wanted to put it into the assessment folder, I would click there and then click Save finally when you're done. Something that's also a little bit new, we can add a tag, and adding a tag is just sort of a keyword, and certain files will allow you to do this. It might be available. So you, for instance, could put technology or budget or a few keywords that are related to your file that might make it easier later on for you to search that file. And again, when you're done, click Save. It will then save that file to the location that you have selected. So that's just a little overview of the new login for the Pewaukee School District Network with Windows 7, and also a little bit about saving files using the new look in Windows 7.